On an upcoming episode of This Podcast Broke the Internet, Carter and I conduct an interview. Well, Carter conducts an interview. I am the interviewee, and we talk about Deus Ex Minecraft and completing Interrobang. And there's something that I think I probably should have brought up during the interview, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I only thought about it later after I read a couple other things about habit forming and getting things done, etc., etc. And Carter kind of asked me, like, when you came back to making videos, why is it that you get off the table? Why is it that you chose to go back to Deus Ex Minecraft? Why did you go back to the well? Why didn't you do something new? Why didn't you keep playing The Sims or something? Which is a good question. And I didn't have a satisfactory answer. I had an answer, but I don't think it was what I actually meant. This is what I meant. One of the ways that you can be successful, one of the ways that you can clear your mind for future endeavors, one of the ways that you can organize your life is you clean up after yourself, right? You clean the mess left over from the party, you wash your dishes, you clear off and organize your desk. Like, those physical acts are enough most of the time to actually get you motivated to do something else. Like, you're like, well, now that I have that out of the way, I can do this. So you make like a to-do list and you have all these little things nagging at you. Like, I can't start this until I clean this, or I get this out of the way, or I organize this, or I plan next week, or make my whatever. And you have to do that throughout your entire life. Not just clean the dishes or get the cat off the table. You have to put all of your affairs in order, and you have to do it at some point. And it often feels like you can't start this before you do this. And it's really important to keep yourself organized by doing those things. And sometimes it's a pain, sometimes it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it's just not what you want to be doing, but you can't move on until you take care of that thing. And for me, coming back to making YouTube videos, that thing was Deus Ex Minecraft. There was just this thing on my desk, a big unmovable object that I was like, I can't start something new until I fucking finish this. And that thing was Deus Ex Minecraft. When I got it done and out of the way, and this is what I did tell Carter in the interview, it was a relief, because I had this big part of my brain that was just bouncing around with these ideas that I had never ended before. I'd started twice, but I'd never ended. So I knew that if I started again, it needed to end, and now it is done. It feels good, and it feels like I can move on to other things because that is out of my way. So, that said, I'm excited to announce that with the dawn of my new glasses frames, I'm sure you've noticed by now, I am ready to begin my next project, and I'm ready to tell you the title of it now. I've been doing really good with titles lately. I'm pretty excited about that. Interrobang was like, when I came upon that name, I was like, that's awesome. And then when I came upon This Podcast Broke the Internet, I was like, that's a great title. Because before I was making titles like Sean and Carter Have a Podcast, The Untitled Buffy Project. These are not good titles. They're funny, but they're not good titles. Interrobang is a good title. This Podcast Broke the Internet, by the way, what happened, I don't think I ever told the story, was I was uploading The Parenting, which was a podcast that I did with Quinn, which maybe we'll continue to do, but for many extenuating circumstantial reasons, it's very hard to do. Try being pregnant. You try being pregnant. It's not fun. When I went to like upload that and get everything, I did something where I accidentally disconnected my new hosting service from my new domain, and it wouldn't, like, I couldn't access the files that were on the file system anymore. So I was like, wow, this podcast broke the internet. Wow, that's a great title! So that's what I did. Anyway, my new project, new project, is called Yesterday's News. And I don't have a lot to say about it right now, except that it should debut next week. I have plans in motion, barring any all of a sudden the baby is here kind of announcements, which I will probably make an announcement like, hey, you might not see me for a little while because right now I have to deal with this. But then I should be back. I hope to post a video called Yesterday's News with Sean Martin every week. Time and schedule to be determined. And format is pretty securely concrete by this point, but I'm not going to share it with you right now. I will debut it, and then I will talk about it. And I will talk about this a lot more than I ever talked about in Terabang, which was pretty secretive, and I was pretty quiet about. This show, I will be fully engaged and talking to you, asking for your input, and adjusting accordingly. So be excited, and I'll see you next week. Well, you'll see me before then, but anyway. Nice classes, right?